End of the 2022, I went to Costa Rica and I had a very spiritual experience taking ayahuasca for the first time in my life. To be honest, my expectation wasn't that high, even though I knew all these hype of ayahuasca and actually the entire experience, entire healing journey, and etc. I knew since I was 22, 23 years old. But that was one of my dreams that I wanted to actually manifest, which was just go down to South America or anywhere pretty much. Costa Rica is actually Central America, but experiencing that, taking ayahuasca and going that very, very deep spiritual journey. And what I can tell you from my experience, it is one of the most beautiful experiences you'll ever have. And apparently only US, there are more than 10,000 people every year take ayahuasca. In case you don't know what ayahuasca is a plant medicine that exists in South America, and this shaman makes these drinks, right? This drinks is basically a mixture of different plants, and you drink it and then you will experience this really, really high level of DMT activation. But this video is not about ayahuasca. This video is about I was feeling stuck and I felt like I lost it all. And now that I can talk about this with complete honesty and transparency, because I was really, really feeling stuck. And honestly though, I felt like I lost all my confidence. I felt like I lost all my ability. I was literally, quite literally, I was stuck. Physically, mentally, spiritually, I felt stuck. And it was interesting because the expectation of everybody has taken ayahuasca or having this spiritual, crazy experience in some South America, probably you were expecting the breakthrough. You're looking for some breakthrough. But in my case, it was a beautiful journey of the next 12 months. I go through this integration, which was very, very stressful, I have to say. But the reason why I am so content and I'm so grateful for the fact that I had this 12 month, which was very stressful because I literally felt like I lost it all. I couldn't talk to people properly. I didn't know how to say what to say, even though I am so good at communication and I'm so good at just simply talking to girls or like, you know, doing YouTube or whatever that is. But I felt so stuck and I felt like a little child is so afraid that everybody's looking at me, everybody's judging me. Because right before I went to Costa Rica, I felt like I'm top of the world. I was so confident. I was crushing it in my business and I was just feeling so good. I had a bunch of friends and it was my social life was amazing. I went on a date with a beautiful woman and everything was perfect. There's no way that I would just like lose my confidence just like that for no reason. But I did, and I didn't know how to take it back. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sho and I'm a mindset coach and I'm a TEDx speaker, and currently I've got 2.6 million followers and across all my platform. And this is what I was experiencing last year after I started making my business skyrocket. And for me, making 10 and 20k a month was literally just one of my dreams. And then I was killing it, I was crushing it, I was feeling it. But then I lost it. I never expected I would lose it because it was internal. Nobody can take that away because unlike money, unlike cars, unlike other people, nobody owns it, right? And there's no limit because once I become that person, nobody can take that away. And then I'd still believe that, but somehow I lost it. And it was so frustrating. I tried everything. I tried a lot of things in my business as well. You know, I tried a webinar, I tried this and this, whatever you can name it. I tried it all. And every single time I hit the wall. And I was like, no, this is not right. And every single time I hit the wall and I was like, something's missing. I feel stuck. What am I supposed to do, universe? What am I supposed to do? Ayahuasca, please tell me. And it all made sense after 12 months of frustration. So there's 3 things that I've learned in this integration of like entire air of stress and frustration, just feeling stuck. And these 3 things really made me realize again. And these 3 things, I believe that it was going to help you as well. And number 1 is environment. one of the reasons why, in hindsight, everything is I reflected myself. I reflected this 12 months and why I was stuck and why I was feeling in a certain way. And I reflected, I spent so much time to be able to get to the next level, to be able to where I am right now. So first of all, I want to tell you the reason why I'm so grateful for the fact that I had this 12 month, because of this 12 month of internally, mentally suffering, the fact that I can't feel confident, or I don't know, I can't feel tap into my potential, and nothing was working out in the last entire 2023, is because right now I am at the best place I'm at, financially, mentally, spiritually, physically. I am literally in the best version of myself that I could ever be in so far, and it's just getting better every single day. So that's why I am so grateful now that in hindsight that I look back, everything was perfect as it is. So the reason why an environment is so important, because I was surrounded by wrong people, and not in the way that they are bad or toxic to me. They're actually really genuine and amazing people. But the reason why I recognized it was not right for me. So there was a misalignment for me I want to be where I am right now. I wanted to be the way I am right now, right? So I am currently where I wanted to be 12 months ago. I made it, but I wasn't in the right environment. So I was literally brainwashing myself with wrong people and what they say and their opinions. If you are so close and dipped in those wrong environment, and what I mean by wrong environment is there's a misalignment between your environment and where you want to get to. So if you're in the right environment, that means that environment itself is helping you to get where you want to get to. So I was in the wrong environment, and I was consuming all these informations, and through a conversation with my friends and also the people around me, I was just literally losing all the fire and then losing the motivation, losing the discipline, losing the success conscious. Because wherever you are in terms of the environment or people who you speak to, you're going to be the average of 5 people you hang out with. And also the environment as well. You're energetically communicating with each person that you engage. And this is so powerful. If you're always having a conversation with someone who only talks about gossips and negative topics, and it has nothing to do with your growth, it has nothing to do with you getting better, then you're in the wrong environment if you're aiming somewhere higher. Even if you have the willpower, even if you're trying to stay disciplined every day, your subconscious repeatedly receiving all these conversations and words that they say. And even if you're trying so hard every day, you're influenced by that. So that's why the environment is very, very important. Now, maybe you cannot change the environment just like that, and that's okay. All you want to do is to isolate yourself from it. I've done it so many times in my life. I've isolated myself from so many things and so many people for me to grow, for me to achieve the goal. And some people might perceive that as a selfish, and some people tell you, hey, like that's selfish, like XYZ. But because of that selfishness, now I can actually be selfless to give back to my parents and actually be able to, support friends. Because for example, my friend came over to Japan and, spend a week or something, right? And he was supported by me, and he was protected, he was supported, and he had one of the best experience. I can guarantee he had one of the best experience. Why? Because I've done the work before. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to provide that experience for him. And perhaps sometime you have to be alone. You have to choose to be alone and focus on yourself. That perceived selfishness will lead you to the selflessness, because you will be able to give it back to people around you. So be aware of your environment and make sure that how you want to position yourself in your environment, or changing the environment, because otherwise it's going to dictate your decisions, how you feel, and your energy. And number 2 is ego. This is something that I am very passionate about to talk about, because most people will tell you the ego is the enemy, but it's not. Ego is nothing bad. The fact that you cannot control is your fault. In fact, it has so much positive influence if you want to be successful. So when I was in Costa Rica, I made a video for my clients, and this is about how you can spiritually evolve. And one of the topic was ego. And what I basically still teach people in my exclusive coaching and everything about ego is that ego is a gift. Ego is not an enemy. But the fact that you cannot take control, like I said, it's your fault. The fact that you cannot take control of your emotion, the fact that you cannot take control of your thoughts is no one's fault but yours, because that belongs to you. There's a podcast with Sadhguru and Aubrey Marcus. Obviously Sadhguru as a guest and Aubrey Marcus, they were having a beautiful conversation. And Sadhguru asked Aubrey Marcus, "Does your arm punch you?" And Aubrey Marcus laughed. And obviously he answered no, right? Like, well, no. And then Sadhguru was like, "You have a very, very strong masculine arm. Does your arm punch you?" And he was laughing, and I said no. So I want to ask you, does your arm punch you? I'm pretty sure you answer no. But what about your mind? Your arm's the same. You know how to control your arms. You know how to take control of your arm, how to grab something, how to punch someone, how to clap your hands, how to unite and pray. But you don't try to hit your face just all of a sudden, unconsciously. But what about your mind? What about your emotion? What about your ego? So it's simply just you don't know how to actually use your tools, which is your mind. Whether it's a mind or whether it's a legs or whether it's your arms or hands or fingers, it's just the fact that you know how to use your fingers. The fact that you don't know how to use your emotions and your ego. But isn't it amazing to have hands? Isn't it amazing to be able to run? Isn't it amazing to be able to think? Or isn't it amazing to be able to see? So everything is a gift. And this is something that I'm against, all the teaching. So if you're preaching and teaching that the ego is the enemy, now is the time to think about it. Because if you think that it's the enemy, then you perceive that as a negative aspect or a negative target. But that doesn't exist. So everything is a gift. But you have to learn how to use it properly. So allow yourself to feel that ego within, because ego essentially is a mechanism, the system that allows you to experience this physical dimension. So without an ego, we won't be able to perceive things or interpret things. Because of the ego, we get to experience this physical world. So you should be grateful. And as a matter of fact, you should know how to be in harmony with your own ego. So it's very also important to strengthen your ego as well. That's what makes you confident. And then this is the number 3. So the number 3 is actually confidence, but I want to speak about ego a little bit more. So your ego is not an enemy. The moment that you separate yourself from your ego, now you're disconnected. You're not in alignment. That's what's happening in the world, isn't it? Black, white, yellow, man, woman, this, that, whatever. It separates everything. So the separation creates the war. Separation creates this hate. Separation creates, oh, this is our tribe. You're not. The moment that you separate yourself from your own ego, which is the gift that allows you to experience when you look at the mountain, when you look at the sun, and when you're experiencing a beautiful relationship, whatever that is, you feel amazing. The moment you separate yourself, everything that doesn't please you is bad. But is it? The reason why the number 3 is confidence is because you have to be confident in order to take advantage of the opportunities or to actually do things that you want to do. You have to be confident. And in order to succeed, in order to manifest what you want, you need to be confident. And that's what I've learned. And in order to be confident, you have to feed your ego in certain degree. And this is not a bad thing at all, because if you're really, really good at what you do, you should be confident. You shouldn't be comparing yourself to others, because everyone has a different journey. Everyone is going through a different journey. If you're working so hard and making contents every single day and trying to scale your business, maybe like you're maybe 5K at mark right now, or maybe you're 10K, whatever that is. If you're working hard on yourself, if you're investing in yourself, you are doing so good. You already are successful, but you have to give yourself a credit. You should be confident. How do you do that? You allow yourself for your ego to grow. So if you somehow receive these wrong informations and the bullshit on the internet that people telling you that ego is the enemy, your ego is, making you a bad person, that's not true. Allow yourself to feel that you're strong, and allow yourself to give yourself a credit for you doing the things that you're doing right now. The confidence is everything. Like I said, I lost my confidence. And I remember, as an example, I remember that, before I went to Costa Rica 2 years ago, I was crashing and I was feeling so good every single day. I was so confident at my business, at my coaching, and as an individual, as a man. And I was just enjoying my life to the fullest. But then I lost it, right? And I lost it. And I didn't know how to talk to girls. It's crazy. Crazy as it sounds, but I was like, fuck, what am I supposed to say? And I was enjoying my life. But then I lost it, and I couldn't do it the same thing somehow. It was so frustrating because you had it and then you lost it. And it's like, I don't know how to tap in again. And it was my business-wise. I wasn't actually making as much as I should be. And it was frustrating because I was making this and now this. It's like, why? Everything's not working very well. And then I start to lose confidence. I start to lose not confident enough. And I start doubting myself again. And it's like, maybe I'm not good enough. And that confirmed my reality over and over and over, right? I felt stuck. Maybe the first time or twice, I could have just fixed it very, very quickly. But then it became repeatedly inconsistent. So as a result, I lost that internal confidence by myself. Nobody took that away. I just lost it and I couldn't find it again. But recently I hired a coach and I basically invested in myself again to learn everything from the scratch, which was exactly what I was teaching. I was teaching things for a long time, but I wanted to learn that again. So I invested a lot of money on things that I already knew, things that I already teaching as a professional. And it was one of the best investments that I ever did. Because now I'm humbling myself, but I'm building myself to be confident. I'm feeding my ego that I can do, that I'm really, really good at what I do. What I have been doing is extreme. What I have been doing wasn't normal or average. I was doing things in extreme level, and I was doing so good. So I start to feel good again, and I start to feel confident again. And as a result, I unstuck myself. And I feel so good right now. And I have to tell you, I feel so good every single day. And the fact that I could provide and I could help people and I could share everything I know from that really high level of confidence and high vibration frequency is now I can deliver the result faster and I can help people faster and better. And this is something that is really fulfilling me, because not only just I feel good for myself, but as a result, I am elevating my people around me and clients in a much bigger scale and a much faster speed. And that's how I define success. The definition of success shouldn't be so selfish. But because you go through this perceived selfish, I wouldn't call it selfish, but some people will. And I think that transformation happens when you go through that, focusing on yourself and investing in yourself, and just taking time and energy and everything, allocate efficiently everything you have on yourself, allows you to be that version of yourself, allow you to seize that opportunity and receive the abundance and succeed, so that you can share with others. Because if you can't share with others, you won't feel satisfied at the end. So the goal is to be able to have abundance, be able to share something you have. But if you don't have it, you can't share that. And in order to get there, you need to be confident. You need to surround yourself in the right environment. You need to strengthen your ego instead of looking at your ego and say, oh, this is a bitch, this is an enemy. No, it's a gift. Same as your hands, same as your eyesight, same as your brain, everything is a gift. Stop looking at everything as, negative aspect. Stop blaming what is outside of you and then start blaming the fact that you're not doing enough. Maybe you can go to the gym 2 days more. Taking a responsibility is huge. Taking a responsibility is one of the most difficult things that you can do. But that's exactly what we all need. The moment that you take a responsibility, now it's your control. You can control that because you take responsibility. But if you give that responsibility on others, for example, the children doesn't have responsibility because parents has a responsibility. So the children cannot choose, right? Oh, this is the food today. Look, you don't drink Coke. Don't go to McDonald's. Don't do this. Don't do that, because the parents get to decide. Why? Because parents take their responsibility. Whatever happens, that's parents' responsibility. Everything parents pays. Everything is parents. Until you grow old and be able to take a responsibility. So take a responsibility and ownership in your life. Okay, choose something where you can do. The moment you focus on something that you can control, or take a responsibility, or whatever happened. Maybe I'm not good enough. I'm not good at communication. I've learned it. I'm not good at speaking in front of the camera. I learned it. I'm not really good at editing. I learned it. I'm not really good at fashion. I learned it. Once you start acknowledging that the responsibility is within you, and then you start working on it, investing in yourself, then you get to become a different version. And from that version of yourself, your reality is completely different. Your reality will be built based on who you are now. So the journey is about being who you are to becoming who you want to be. And these 3 things, please focus on these 3 things in your journey. Change your environment if necessary. If you need to isolate yourself, be alone. And number 2, your ego is not an enemy, it's a gift. Learn how to take control, learn how to be aligned with your own ego. Strengthen your ego, but also be humble. Number 3, you need to be confident. Allow yourself to be confident, because if you're not chilling and watching Netflix every single day doing nothing, in that case, you have to start working on yourself. But if you're already working on yourself, you are in a high level job, or you already start building a business, you're already making content, that you're doing great. Be confident and keep doing what you're doing, because the best result is in the consistency. The longer you do, better you become. The longer you do, easier it becomes for you to get the result. Alright, with that said, I genuinely hope my journey inspires you, and then I'm completely be honest and transparent. I was really literally felt stuck and I lost confidence. I felt like it, and now I'm genuinely happy that I am at where I am, because this is the highest level that I'm at right now, and that was one of the biggest goals. I'm crushing it in my business, and I'm feeling so good, and everything's just, I vibrate really high, and my environment is amazing, and I'm genuinely happy the fact that I went through these tough times, and I went through this whole being stuck and I couldn't even feel like, is this who I am? But sometimes you're destined to go through these period of times and mistakes and failures, because those are the essence, the seed of your success, and then without it, you can't seize the success that you're looking for. So with that said, make sure to like and comment if you have the takeaways. If you resonate with me, leave me in a comment, and I genuinely hope that my journey helps you to learn something and to get to the next level and make a different change. Alright, with that said, I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.